Hi everyone, welcome back to the evening session of London Calling. We're really excited to have Clive Brown giving our tech update in about 15 minutes. But in the meantime, I'm joined in the studio. Welcome back Belén, welcome back Ivo, and welcome Ronja. Now for anyone who's been watching online, you may have seen the early career scientists doing the spotlight session where they have an opportunity to pitch their talk for a few seconds and then potentially be invited back the next day to give their full talk. So Ronja, how was it to be on the main stage in front of all of those people today?
Oh, it was very exciting. I was very nervous before and a little bit overwhelmed when I walked on stage and saw so many people sitting there and knowing that there are even more people watching online. But yeah, I'm really happy with how it went, and it was just a very exciting opportunity for me. So yeah, very happy about it.
Well, you're a master's student at the Technical University of Braunschweig, and you're a master's student. Obviously, we've got people from all parts of the career journey here today. What is it that someone early in their career can benefit from mixing with people from all sorts of geographies and all sorts of disciplines?
I would definitely say the networking opportunities are amazing for me here, because I can just meet people from various scientific backgrounds, and it's really nice to see what kind of research other people are doing that I haven't really heard about yet. So that's definitely very, very nice.
Well, hopefully you've had a sort of smorgasbord of all the different disciplines within genomics that are possible for you as a master's student. So of all of the things today, have you got a favourite? Ivo, I'm going to ask you first. What was the most interesting thing you saw today?
Well, I didn't know anything about telomeres. And Carol Greider's introduction to that world was definitely very interesting. As I said, I knew nothing about it, and now I have the feeling that I know a little bit about it, a little bit about what actually makes it interesting. And then the other thing that I thought was very interesting was actually Cecil Jewell, when she was talking about all the new things, or the recent things that were developed within ONT. This is obviously one of the reasons you come, and obviously with Clive Brown in a few minutes' time, that's probably going to be amplified multiple times, beyond that. So these are the new things that you hear. For example, this multiomic all-in-one type of analysis, very exciting. Being able to pick up variation, being able to pick up epigenetic signatures, both on the DNA methylation side and accessibility side. It gives a couple of challenges, because the samples are not quite as simple as that you have to deal with as it made sound to be. But definitely, I think a lot of interesting things to think about, and a lot of new things.
And what does it mean when you leave London Calling, when you take home this information about the ascendance of multiomics?
It means I have a notepad full of concepts and ideas and things that I should do. Even Belén and I talked earlier about a project that she wants to launch, which is very exciting. So very many things where you sort of connect with people, and you go, oh, this is something I have what you might need, or I have access to something that would be good for your project. So you open opportunities, and this is what it's good for.
Proper scientific collaboration, that's so exciting. So Belén, what's been your highlight, apart from your emerging program you have with Ivo?
Yeah, I'm very excited with this project that Ivo has encouraged me to continue doing. I have very interesting conversation and networking during all these networking breaks. And also a highlight from today would be also the wide landscape of opportunities that Nanopore will give us with RNA-seq transcriptomics and epitranscriptomics. That is a field that is Nanopore with long reads and unmanipulated material will give the opportunity to describe a wide diversity of isoforms, new isoforms. And one of the plenary sessions also described these new isoforms could relate it also with the transposon elements inserted in these new RNAs and isoforms. So for me, it's a fantastic field, and I bring very, very many ideas for our research, our group. Yeah.
I mean, RNA sequencing is all everyone's been talking about today. It really feels like it's a sort of emerging science that hopefully we're helping people to do, new approaches to, and certainly Clive is going to be talking about that this evening. So Ronja, what about you? What was your highlight of all of the talks today?
This morning I really enjoyed the talk about the genomics projects in the rainforests in Peru. I feel it sounded so adventurous what they're doing, and really important research. And I also really liked how she explained how small the labs are and that the projects are still running very well, and just amazing to see what you can achieve even in the tiniest labs in the rainforests. So yeah, that really impressed me.
The moment when she played a video from the Rwandan lab, which they'd set up in a very small container, was so inspirational, wasn't it? It was just fantastic.
Definitely.
Excellent. So I do have a question for Belén and Ivo. So what would be your advice to Ronja as a master's student as she considers the career ahead of her? Who's going first?
Yeah, so you asked that question to Dan Branton.
I did.
And he gave precisely the answer that I would have given as well. He basically said, pick a department that is going to stand behind you for your research. I would add one or two things to that, and that is that one is you also need to pick a university or a group of investigator, a PI, who has the funding to do the experiment that you want to do, or the project that you want to carry out. Because there's nothing more frustrating in science than first having to run after the funding to actually then realize the project that you want to do. So you need a well-funded laboratory, but you also need the support of the environment. So these are two things that I think are very important.
And from a personal point of view, I would encourage you to continue with this enthusiasm that you show, because being a master student tells many things about your encourage of science. So continue with this motivation to learn and to get a good time with in your PhD that maybe will be in the next month. But once you have your perfect laboratory, then continue with this career that is very fascinating to give your light to the science.
Thank you very much. It's very helpful advice.
Fantastic. Well, you can see everyone's coming in. Everyone's got a glass of Prosecco in their hand, waiting to hear what Clive's got to say tonight. What are you hoping to hear from Clive's talk tonight? Belén?
Yes, I mentioned, I think that is very fascinating, this field of RNA-seq. So I think that maybe nanopore is going to improve in the next months or years, but the chemistry or maybe the bioinformatics stuff on epitranscriptomic analysis and transcriptomic analysis, maybe will be some updates on that. That is very interesting field.
Fantastic. Ivo, what about you?
Well, Clive gives a presentation, and every time he tells you something that you think is totally beyond reach, and usually within some period after that, 1 year, 2 years, sometimes a little bit more, it sort of actually materializes. So leave the door open for him to totally surprise us once again, and then move into that. The thing really, I come back to what I said before, the approach of stenciling, the equivalent of a TAC-seq, bringing it together in a single assay, that opens the door to really do multiomic type of analysis. And you can obviously spin this one on to single cell multiomic analysis, which is very could be very powerful. I think there's a whole, it throws open the barn door basically, and you can go inside and you can investigate things that were not possible before. So I think there's a lot of potential there, and I'm hoping that he's going to tell us, a little bit of the of what's inside the engine room there.
Well, you don't have to wait too long to find out. So Ronja, I remember when Clive Brown gave his 2012 presentation at AGBT introducing nanopore, and we sequenced Phi X on nanopore for the first time. and we introduced MinION, and we had people coming to us saying, this is great, but I'm slightly annoyed because you've produced an instrument that my entire PhD took years and years and years, and I can now do this in one day on a MinION. So what do you think the future looks like between now and the next 10 years of your scientific career? Is there anything that Clive could talk about today that could make the work today that you're doing in an undergraduate or master's setting ridiculously easy? What is your fantasy?
Yeah, I'm sure the technology will evolve. And actually outside I saw the robot that can do anything from DNA extraction to loading the flow cell and starting data analysis. And I think maybe it's somehow going to go in that direction with just automation of the whole workflow. So maybe someday it won't be necessary anymore to do any of the wet lab experiments yourself. Maybe something that...
Well, Clive has spoken for many years about wanting to take the wet lab out of the equation, and indeed the dry lab, and make it more accessible technology so more people can benefit from it. So I hope we will see more. We will see more tonight. And as well as having Clive tonight, we also have Rosemary tomorrow morning giving us an update of what's happening from the product perspective. And Rosemary will be also talking to us about end-to-end workflows and how we make life easier every day for people using nanopore sequencing. So we're really excited about tonight. We're really grateful for you coming to share a glass of Prosecco with us this evening, and we hope you enjoy the talk. And we'll hand back to people following Clive tonight. Thank you very much.